Athletes, welcome to Hyrox. This is your technical briefing for your upcoming Hyrox event. You have to watch this video to meet all the movement standards and to avoid any type of penalty or disqualification. Prior to the competition, make sure your starting number is written visible on your forearm. It is extremely important that your starting number matches your actual starting time. Also, make sure you attach your timing chip to your left or your right ankle. The running course is located around the rock zone, where you will run 1,000 meters each time from workout number 1 to workout number 8, completing in total an estimated of 8 kilometers. The running course features a dividing line that separates it into 2 speed zones, one for faster athletes, known as the fast lane, and the other for slower athletes, designated as the regular speed lane. As you run, you'll come across a screen positioned along the running course. While this is a useful tool, we recommend that you personally keep count of your laps to guarantee you cover the intended distance. In the center of the venue, you will find the rock zone, where you will perform all 8 Hyrox workouts. Remember that it's mandatory that you stick with the required workout order, workout number 1 to workout number 8. So if you mix up the order once, your penalty will be 3 minutes additional time, and a second time will lead into a disqualification. Please remember, competitors are not permitted to receive any beverage or nutritional product from anyone except the aid stations during the event. Doing so can lead to penalties and/or disqualification. We highly recommend you inform yourself about the amount of running laps of your race before race day in order to avoid any confusion or penalties.
Movement standards.
Let's get started. Station number 1 is 1,000 meters of ski erg. The monitor will be reset by a referee, and you can adjust the damper setting as many times as needed. During the workout, the athlete must remain on the platform at all times. Make sure to raise your hand once the required distance is completed. In case of any violation of the rules, the athlete receives a time penalty issued by the head judge. Station number 2 is a 50-meter sled push. Prior to start, each athlete will be assigned a sled lane by one of the judging team. It is mandatory that the athlete uses the assigned sled lane. To meet the 50 meters distance, the sled has to be pushed 4 times back and forth. The sled must pass the 12.5 meters mark entirely before change of direction. If the athlete completes less than 4 lanes, a penalty of 3 minutes per missing lane will be awarded. Here are the weights for your 50 meters sled push. Remember that the weight of the sled is already included. Hyrox Women, 102 kilograms. Hyrox Women Pro, 152 kilograms. Hyrox Men, 152 kilograms. Hyrox Men Pro, 202 kilograms. Station number 3 is a 50-meter sled pull. Prior to start, each athlete will be assigned a sled lane by one of the judging team. To meet the 50 meters distance, the sled has to be pulled 4 times back and forth. The athlete must remain standing and between the lines at all times. It is not permitted to step on the solid line at the back of the athlete's box while pulling the sled. The only exception is when the rope is in the field. The sled has 2 ropes, so you pull it towards you, run to the other side, and pull it back. The sled must pass the 12.5 meters mark entirely before change of direction. If the athlete missed a lane, a penalty of 3 minutes will be issued. In case of violation of the rules, the distance penalty is 5 meters that will be served at the completion of the 4 lanes. And here are the weights for sled pull. Remember that the weight of the sled is already included. Hyrox Women, 78 kilograms. Hyrox Women Pro, 103 kilograms. Hyrox Men, 103 kilograms. Hyrox Men Pro, 153 kilograms. Station number 4 is an 80 meters burpee broad jump. The athlete must start by completing a burpee. The burpee starts with hands placed behind the start line and near their feet, at most 1 foot length away. Once the hands are placed on the ground, they cannot be moved forward. The chest has to touch the ground every time. On the broad jump, the jump and landing must be with both feet simultaneously, placed parallel to each other and not taking any extra steps. No staggered position, steps, or foot shuffles are permitted during takeoff and landing. When stepping or jumping back up from the lower position, the feet cannot pass the athlete's fingertips. The athlete must jump across the finish line to complete the workout station. In case of violation of the rules, the distance penalty is 5 meters. Station number 5 is a 1,000 meters of rowing. The monitor will be reset by a referee, and you can adjust the damper setting as many times as needed. The athlete must remain on the rower at all times. The athlete must raise his or her arm after the distance is completed. In case of any violation of the rules, the athlete receives a time penalty issued by the head judge. Station number 6 is a 200 meters farmer's carry. The kettlebell farmer's carry begins by picking up the kettlebells from the marked area next to the station entrance. Putting down the kettlebells to rest is allowed so long as the kettlebells do not move forward when placing them on the ground. The kettlebells must be carried with both arms extended. The station is completed once the athlete carries the kettlebells across the finish line and returns them to the marked area with the handles in upright position. In case of any violation of the rules, the athlete receives a 30 seconds time penalty issued by the head judge. The weight for your 200 meters farmer's carry is Hyrox Women 2 times 16 kilograms. Hyrox Women Pro 2 times 24 kilograms. Hyrox Men 2 times 24 kilograms. Hyrox Men Pro 2 times 32 kilograms. Station number 7 is 100 meters sandbag lunges. The sandbag lunge begins by picking up the sandbag from the marked area next to the station entrance. The athlete must lift up the sandbag without assistance and place it across both shoulders. The athlete starts standing tall with both feet behind the line before starting their first lunge across the start line. The back knee must touch the ground and the hips must be completely extended with each lunge. The lunges have to be alternating. It is required that the athlete's front foot completely crosses the white line at the end of each lane and the finish line. It is not required that the athlete lunges around the turning points at the end of each lane. However, they are required to restart each working section by lunging across the white line. The sandbag must remain on the shoulders at all times. It's not allowed to put the sandbag down. Putting down the sandbag once will result in a 5-meter distance penalty. Putting down the sandbag a second time will result in a disqualification. The station is completed once the athlete lunges across the finish line and returns the sandbag to the marked area. The weight for the 100 meters sandbag lunges is Hyrox Women 10 kilograms, Hyrox Women Pro 20 kilograms, Hyrox Men 20 kilograms, Hyrox Men Pro 30 kilograms. Station number 8, wall balls. For the wall balls, the ball must touch the target with each throw. Female athletes must hit the lower target in the center, while male athletes must hit the upper target in the center. Before the athlete starts with the wall balls, the ball must be picked up from the ground, so the athlete stands tall, holding the wall ball with both hands. The athlete then squats and throws the ball with both hands, striking the correct target as they stand up. And that's counted as 1 repetition. So after the ball hits the target, the athlete catches the ball and initiates the movement again. It is important that by the time the athlete performs the squat, the athlete's hips descend lower than his/her knees. If necessary, the referee will provide a box to ensure that the athlete is getting low enough. In case the points are violated, the repetition will become invalid. The weights and reps for wall balls are Hyrox Women 100 reps with 4 kilograms, Hyrox Women Pro 100 reps with 6 kilograms, Hyrox Men 100 reps with 6 kilograms, Hyrox Men Pro 100 reps with 9 kilograms. After the wall balls, you will cross the finish line and you will end up on our Hyrox finisher stage. On the screen, you will see your unofficial finisher time. Also remember to return your timing chip once you cross the finish line. Make sure you visit Hyrox.com for live rankings and your overall time. For more information on rules, weights, and movement standards, visit our rulebook at hyrox.com/rulebook. And now, it's time to race. Work hard and have fun. See you at the Rock Zone.